exposure hazard. Technically, at technical level, it goes by the name of a hazard. It's a certain chance per unit time that this person will expose someone. But you could call it exposure, likelihood per month or what have you. And it has a default value of 0.5, and it's a double precision value. Okay. So we're adding a parameter from over there under general. And we're going to have the transition, instead of being hard-coded, as it was here, with this 0.5, it's going to use the parameter. Okay? And that's going to be the first step in having that assumption be modifiable by the user when they run the model. So it's going to be 0.5. Oh, I forgot to emphasize, excuse me. I should have emphasized it here, but that exposure hazard parameter is going to live in main, not in Bangor. So it's going to live in main rather than person. So if you put it in person, I'd like you can cut Control X, and then you can go up to main and paste in Control V and just move it over there. Alternatively, you could probably drag it from one to the other visually. The point is it needs to live in main. And the reason for this will be obvious. Now, at a conceptual level, it's associated with a person. So there's some reason to question about whether it should indeed live in main or in a person. I'm not going to go into that now. It's true that you might quibble with this choice. But for now, it's going to live in main. So exposure hazard is going to be an assumption. It's going to be associated with the main class. Okay? And what I'd like you to do is to go back to person, and for this transition in person, for the rate for that, instead of being 0.5, as it used to be, we're going to make it refer instead to this exposure hazard which lives in main. So you're going to have to, instead of 0.5 here, you're going to have to have this get main exposure hazard. Okay? So in short, the rate is going to be going from a hard-coded quantity, 0.5, instead of an expression here, which gets the appropriate value. And it has to get it. This is referring to whom? To whom does this refer? We're in person, so it's referring to the current what? Yes, the current agent, the current person. Requesting a reference to their main class, to the main object, instance of that class. And with that reference, we can ask for what's the exposure hazard associated with that. Okay? So here we're sort of having main hold this parameter, and we're just getting its value here. So that's associated with this rate. Okay? So this is what you should have. This get main exposure hazard. So to have that rate, it's going to go to main. Okay, now there's another thing I'd like you to look at, which is up in main, down main. There's a population, and again, that should have the hazard here. It's not shown. It should be shown. There, what I'd like you to do is, you'll notice that there's a number of objects specified, so a number of people in that population. And I'd instead